I don't know exactly what is going on yet because I haven't gotten to this part, but these are things to remember, especially about yourself. They want you to know that you have support, and they want you to take some type of positive action in a situation. There's something that's keeping you up at night, and there might be something that you can do to help a situation, and you're wondering whether or not you should do it. This is saying that this is like putting it's putting a huge burden on your chest, or a huge weight on your chest or on your shoulders. It could be your chest too, but it could be your chest because that's a weird saying. And it's almost like you might have gotten a message that something is still hanging in the balance or not over. There's something. It's almost like there's something that's on the teeter of being over, but it won't flip. It won't go. It won't end. And there is somebody you talk to about this, and I don't know if it's a person, but it might be a bird, it might be an animal. You might have an animal friend or some animal that you can actually like talk to about this. I know it sounds weird. And it might be a place that you go and sit, and you might sit there, and there might be the same animal or that comes up to you. And part of this problem is there's something to do with money. But it's like somebody is supposed to pay money, or there's supposed to be money somewhere. But you notice like the money's there, the person's missing. And then, like Thick Vic, like talking to Thick Vic when he's in the upright is ridiculous. When he's in the reverse, it's like he can't even be found. And if he is found, it's like he acts like you don't exist. And here's another thing about what's going on with your inner emotions is you're having a hard time. If this doesn't apply to you, don't take it. You might be having a hard time keeping your mouth shut in a situation, and it could have to do with the child because the child card is there. But there's a certain amount of time that something needs to be done, and it's like it's not getting done. And the closer it gets done, or closer like something gets and it's not getting done, it stresses you out even more, because then you're like, is this person really committed? Like what's going on? Because somebody could really get hurt, maybe, because you see how there's the whale. So there's a sense of urgency that you have in this. I hope that made sense. And honestly, whatever this person did, it was like what I'm getting, like common sense. Like, why would you drive on the left side of the road on the highway though? It's like something that you shouldn't, like you taught somebody, or somebody might, I don't know where the characters go, but somebody taught somebody, gave somebody emotional growth. And to you, who I'm thinking is, you're just like, oh my God, that was common sense though. But to that person, they didn't know any better. So, and you might have taught them, oh, I need to be more vigilant, or I need to take others into consideration. This might be a friend of yours that's kind of like been like in a different world, or raised a different way, or really didn't have to think about others growing up. And over here, this card says learn from karma. Over here, there's a situation going on in the unseen, and I think you do know about this. And this is part of your journey. This is another tool after you get through this situation that you'll be able to put in your tool belt. And this might have to do with the industry, because we have the Coliseum here. I'm not sure. Or with something that has to do with, performing, stuff like that. So, or something that's done on stage. There might be conversations that might be happening like in the background, because this is the unseen, or behind your back, or behind people's backs, and it's venom. And there's something that's venom that, or it's being like a secret, okay? And it even might be what this person is saying. But the thing about it is, what this person is saying, you see how they're handling them snakes? Snakes are going to bite them in the forehead. It's almost like this, that you don't have to learn from karma. You done did this. You know what I mean? So you're just going to let karma play out on its own. Because especially right now, secrets are coming out. And this person's messing with poison that is going to be part of their journey and have to clean up as well. And by the way, they are jealous because of something you made or something you did. You impressed somebody. There's something that you did that made you look good, that made somebody else mad. And I glanced over here with distant past, so it might have to do with that friend or somebody from your distant past too. It highlighted, so I mentioned it. Now over here, I thought this was you, but I don't think this is you. Now, there's somebody that's having a hard time, staying grounded. They're really, spirits messing with them up in the astral, or pulling them up into, a place that in the astral they don't want to be anyway. So, but they're trying to assimilate life experience to, the astral, and that's not really going to work. And this person passed up a opportunity. They didn't hear the phone. They passed up an opportunity, and because they didn't get off at the exit that they were supposed to get off, they're sad. They're sad where they're at, and they're having a hard time feeling, because you see, it's like this is at one place. At one time, this was, this situation had a lot of emotion in it, but the tide went out, and the tide goes out, comes in, but this person is basing this certain place off of their inspiration, and it's run dry right now. And honestly, like when I pull this card, especially this specific deer card, it looks like a hunter is hunting the deer, and not to eat it necessarily. Some people just track, to see how good their tracking skills are. So, and then it's funny because then I pulled this card, and I pulled the lion. And what do lions do? I don't think they hunt deer, but I think they would if they hunt a type of deer. They would if they could. So so it's like somebody is tracking you possibly, or you might be keeping track of somebody too. I really think somebody's keeping track of you, because I'm more getting tracking. I don't know if this person used to go out and talk. I pulled the same cards. I put the cards up and back in the deck, and this one came out again. And also, you notice like this one's talking to a bird, and this one's like talking. I don't know if they're talking to the trees or to their plants. I talk to my plants. So this person also, like, this person might feel better when they tend to their plants. I know when I spend probably about 30 minutes on my plants a day. So, sometimes, like I know this is ridiculous, but I take like onion and tomato juice and rice water, and I put it in, I feed them via terracotta pot. My plants, I water them terracotta pot. Anyway, so, but this person is doing stuff like that, used to do stuff like that to like tend to things that the earth made. Used to talk to animals, spend time with animals, maybe spend time with nature, and now they're not doing any of it. They're not, talking to the animals or connecting to the animals like they did. They're not spending time, doing the things that they love like they did. So they have no well to collect from. They have to water that well. They've got to, spend time with the animals, their friends. That's how when you take care of animals, that's how you connect with Mother Nature. That's how you do good for Mother Nature. Mother Nature's like, you take care of my babies. You know what I mean? And same with the plants. You connect to the earth or Mother Gaia through the plants. And you actually have an energy exchange when you tend to your plants. And you put energy into them, when you take care of them, and you can see that, of course, when they start to grow. I know this sounds crazy, but you see how we're talking about the tracking. You remember that part? We got the deer and the tiger here. And then this guy is like studying. And what I got in my head was like Dean and Sam Winchester, you know, tracking when they you know go to different cities and they hunt down the bad monsters, and sometimes they're not even bad. And that's what this reminded me of, you know, researching, tracking. And again, the wolf taught the dog to come out of his cage or to sneak out into the night, and now they're running all over the fields. And they even found a crag friend with an onk onk on his back. And also onks symbolize the road of, it symbolized life after death. So, you know, the puppy broke out. You know, puppy thought that they were going to be, you know, trapped in the yard forever. And then puppy broke out and now, you know, is running free. But somebody's going to want to go back and get that puppy and chain him back up, right? They aren't going to let that puppy stay out long. So, tracking. Anyway, now I'm rambling. I'm going to let you go. I hope that helped. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.